Welcome back, DoomTubers, to another video. Today we are talking about fighting games. Normally I don't talk a lot about fighting games, and while I don't have a ton of experience with them, I do really like them. And lately, going on in the AGP community, another gaming podcast, a lot of people were talking about some fighting games, and it just kind of rekindled my interest in some of these games. And then this past weekend, during the inaugural AGP game night, which was actually not a fighting game at all, it was actually Aliens Colonial Marines, which turned out to be kind of a huge success, so that was really awesome. I didn't get to play, but it was a lot of fun to listen, and there is a video up on our podcast channel of the gameplay footage that Steven was able to capture, and also the audio from the Skype call. And I was on the Skype call, but yeah, I was actually playing Dead Space at the time because I didn't have the game. I was just kind of listening, but it was still really entertaining to listen to as it was going on. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But we did decide after that the next game would be this game, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. I did just pick this up, so mini spoiler for my next pickup video. But I will talk about this game in just a little bit. I wanted to kind of showcase some of my collection of fighting games. Not all of them, because I do have quite a few of them, and I actually did forget one that I wanted to talk about a little bit. I do have several, and yeah, I don't have a ton of experience with others outside of kind of this kind of tight knit group of them, and even some of these I haven't played that much and haven't played them to completion. I would have to say though that my favorite series is definitely the Street Fighter series. I've got the most experience with Street Fighter. You know, came up, Haas and I used to play Street Fighter 2 a lot, and I always wanted to play, and he always wanted to play other things, but Street Fighter 2 is always kind of the game that I went back to. And we do have an episode of our mini show, Doom and Korruption, dedicated to fighting games, and we talk a lot about them. And we were big Mortal Kombat fans also, probably him more so than me as a kid. And I have Mortal Kombat 1 on the Genesis, but I'd rather have the Super Nintendo versions, but I don't know. It's just not something that I actively am out to yet. But I do want to get a copy of the new Mortal Kombat game because it's awesome. I played it at his house a little bit, and I'd like to play it some more. But anyway, back to the Street Fighter series. I've got a small collection here, but it's kind of a cool collection. I'm happy with the ones that I have. To start off with, actually, is one that I actually beat this weekend. And when I say that I beat it, I just mean that I cleared the arcade mode, actually with a couple of different characters on a couple of different difficulties. Some lower difficulties. You know, I wasn't really out to complete it on a hard difficulty because I just wanted to have fun. And quite frankly, if I'm getting my ass handed to me on a silver platter or any kind of platter at all, I'm not having fun. Unless, you know, of course, I was playing with someone, in which case, you know, if I'm someone that I know, playing with someone that I know, couch co-op or online, whatever, then it's okay to lose, because it's, you know, you're having fun still, you're with someone that you know. But anyway, it is the first Street Fighter Alpha for the PlayStation. This was actually a gift from TG Apaleus sometime last year. Kind of showed up at my door, and I was really excited to get it. Actually, for one, because it was a long box, and these are really attractive. I've since, you know, come to realize, you know, that they're not any different than a regular PlayStation game, except that, you know, it takes up a lot more space. But it was still really cool to get this. The case is broken, but that's okay. No manual in it. But it is it's just a really good game. It's a really simple, bare bones. You know, I came from Street Fighter 2 straight into Street Fighter Alpha. You know, without, you know, a lot of in between. I don't know if there was in between. This might be the next game. I have no idea. But you know, like I went from Street Fighter 2 playing it as a kid, and you know, I've had a copy since on Super Nintendo, but I didn't keep it and I didn't play it that much. But I went from this being the next Street Fighter game that I played at any sort of length, and it was really good. I cleared it with Guy and Sodom, however you say his name, actually, and both of those selections actually were kind of by accident. I didn't really mean to pick those characters. I was playing it on my PlayStation 3 actually, and I don't know, the screen was kind of bright and I couldn't see the timer ticking down. So actually both of those selections were kind of on accident, but I ended up being pretty happy with both characters. You know, you can figure out a move set, you know, and especially on a low difficulty, you can kind of figure out some of the moves pretty much on the fly. It doesn't take a lot of effort on the lower difficulties to figure out what you need to do. So yeah, it was a really great experience, and I love Street Fighter, and so this was a really good installment for me, and I was glad that I was able to clear it, you know, actually with relative ease, of course, and I'm still, you know, I'm the kind of guy, at least with fighting games, that I really want to start, you know, kind of at the bottom, the lowest possible difficulty, and kind of ease my way into it a little bit. So yeah. Next up, this is actually a game. It's Street Fighter Alpha Anthology, which has got all of the Street Fighter Alpha games, I believe, that were on the PlayStation 1. Maybe some of these were on the PS2. I don't know. But it's got Street Fighter Alpha Warrior's Dream, which is that exact game that I was just holding up. Street Fighter Alpha 2, Alpha 2 Gold, Alpha 3, and then it's also got Super Gem Fighter, which is like the characters from Street Fighter Alpha and like chibi style, and I don't know, I've only played it a little bit, and it was kind of hard, so I didn't play it for very long, but I do want to put this back in because I would like to have a go at Alpha 2 and Alpha 3 and see if I can clear those also, just to kind of see what the differences are, whether they're subtle or major differences, and if there's a better variety of characters, maybe some more characters that I'm familiar with. But yeah, I was really glad to find this. I actually found it disc only at GameStop, and it was pretty cheap too. I want to say it was less than $10. I want to say it was like $5 or $6, $7. I don't really remember, but I had an extra PlayStation 2 case, and just printed out a cover on the cover project, so I'm glad to have it. And lastly here, other than the newest one that I'm going to talk about, is my first experience with Street Fighter 4. This is what you would call, I guess, the vanilla version of Street Fighter 4. This was actually a gift to me from a YouTuber who doesn't make videos. He's made one, and I keep really hoping that he will make more sometime in the future. But that is Oaks25, very top-notch dude. Sent me a package last year, and this was one of the items in it, actually something that he didn't say that he was sending. This was kind of a bonus surprise. Actually, the one thing he did say he was sending directly related to this, and I showed it off in that pickup video, of course, but I'll go ahead and show it off again because it's been about a year, and you know, I'm really kind of into the series right now. So finding a brand new appreciation for this item, and that is the limited edition blockbuster exclusive pre-order bonus for Street Fighter 4. And there's so much glare from everything that's on my computer screen and the PlayStation 3 I left on. So yeah, this is a pre-order bonus. It is a framed, I guess you'd call this like some kind of framed poster, picture, lithograph, something, I don't know what you would call it, of Street Fighter 4 characters. Of course, just your standard Ken, Ryu, and Chun-Li. Yeah, this has actually been on a shelf back behind me since I got it, but you can't see it in my videos, unfortunately. It's been back here. But I don't know, I'm going to try to find maybe a better place to display this, since I am finding a pretty new appreciation for Street Fighter 4. Now, briefly, I didn't play this that much when I first got it, because I remember playing it for a couple of days, you know, and going in, and I wasn't trying very hard to figure out, you know, how to do things. But what I couldn't figure out right off was how to turn the online mode off. Because you would enter the arcade mode, or whatever it's called, and you'd just, you know, be fighting, you know, whoever, and then all of a sudden you'd get a challenge, and you couldn't decline the challenge. Like, it would just, excuse me, it would just go into it, and then you would fight against someone who was, you know, really good playing online, and yeah, I couldn't land a punch or kick, anything. Couldn't land a thing for, you know, like 10 matches or something like that. And I finally just decided, you know what, I don't want to play this anymore, and I kind of put it down for ever, you know, until about a week ago, I guess. And so yeah, the next time that I put it in was actually this weekend, and I figured out how to turn the challenge mode off or whatever, and I was able to play a few matches, but still couldn't get past a certain point. For some reason, Zangief is just a beast in this game, and I couldn't get past him. I don't know why, but yeah, that is my first experience with Street Fighter 4. Very cool pre-order bonus that Oaks25 sent to me. It's a limited edition. This is number 8,270 out of 12,030 from Blockbuster and Capcom. So there you go. Very cool item. And thank you once again, dude, if you're watching this video. I really, really appreciate that. Now, on to the game that we are going to be playing in the next game night. This actually just came in the mail today. I threw it in, and I've been playing it kind of all evening. It's a blast. It is just a blast. There's so many characters you can choose from, and they're all available from the start. That was one thing I didn't necessarily like about the vanilla version, was that there's so few characters. There's a bunch of them that are unlockable, but that's just it. They're unlockable, and you got to be good at the game. You got to do things in order to unlock them, and I just wasn't very good at doing that. So yeah, it was a hardcore struggle. But this game, you put it in, and you've immediately got your pick of the litter. You know, you can pick whoever you want to play as. It says on the back 39 fighters to choose from, as you know, upon booting up the disc, which is really, really awesome. I spent almost all of my time playing as Akuma and Oni, or Oni, Oni, O-N-I, however you say it. I spent almost all of my time playing as those two guys. I hit a couple other characters in there just for grins, but yeah, for most of my fights that I played tonight, those were the two characters that I chose. I did actually go through and clear the arcade mode on the easiest two difficulties. You know, once with Akuma, and then the other time with Oni, and then I was actually playing through a third time. But then I decided, you know what? TG Apalaeus is online, and he got the game today too, I think. So, you know what? We're going to go online, and we're going to play some games. So I first off tried to figure out how to set up a private match, and I really couldn't figure it out. It took me a long time. Finally, I set up a lobby in Endless Battle, which I believe allows, I don't know how many, I want to, at least 8, maybe more, maybe 8 to 10, I don't know, people to be in this lobby. And it basically is just like winner fights the next person in line or something like that. But you know, it was just the two of us at first, and so we just, you know, just kept rematch, you know, time after time after time. And in, I don't know how many fights we ended up playing. I don't know, 10, 15, something like. Honestly, I don't know, because you know, we were having fun. We played for a really long time. He's actually still online right now. It is 1:20 in the morning, and he's still online. But so am I. Hey, what am I talking about? And so yeah, we played, you know, 10, 15 matches, and I won one of them. One of those 10 to 15 matches, I was the victor, and it was a complete fluke. It was actually one of those character choices where I just, you know, whatever. I was starting to get my butt kicked, so I just randomly picked somebody else, and he did too. Actually, he played as Ryu, and I played as Gouken. I think that's his name, Gouken, and some old guy. Looks like Master Roshi on steroids. Yeah, and I won that. I don't know. Maybe he let me win because I'd been getting my butt kicked so long. I don't know. But it was a fun match. You know, feels good to win. And I actually say before him and I played together, actually, I went on and played one ranked match. Actually, I ended up playing two, but one of them, my first one, and I won. Yeah, first ranked match. I couldn't believe it. Actually, I was like really kind of on the edge of my seat. You know, I'm kind of a button masher, but at the same time, it's like I also know I'm getting used to certain characters and kind of their movesets. So I'm, you know, a little less button mashy, but still not. You know, I'm not a pro by any means. So it'll take some more practice, of course. But I was just really jazzed about that. I had so much fun beating that person. They're playing Dalsum, who was actually one of the characters that I hated as a kid, because Hosk would play as Dalsum and just destroy me every time. But anyway, yeah. So him and I played, and then somebody else joined the lobby actually, and since TG had been the winner, he got to play this guy, and oh man, it was bad. Yeah, TG lost a little bit, and I actually I recorded it on my phone as it was happening, and it was just so bad, so bad. I'm sorry, man. Kind of throwing you under the bus here, but yeah, it was bad. Knowing how good you are, and you know, you whipped me several times, but I would venture to say that we are both spitting in the wind as far as, you know, playing against some of these people online. But it was still a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I am going to tack that footage on to the end of this video, and also as well my first online ranked match, which I recorded the footage of that, and I'm going to try to upload that as well. Okay, this ended up just being a Street Fighter spiel, which is okay. This is an 18-minute video. I'm actually not going to talk about any more in this video. Maybe we'll have a part 2 of my fighting game collection, where I'll actually show more of my collection as opposed to just my Street Fighter stuff. That's actually all of my Street Fighter games, I think. I'm pretty sure. But I've got some other games that I'd like to talk a little bit about, and then one that probably will get its own game discussion, actually, because I'm also playing it right now, and it's a game that I had put a lot of time into before. Who am I kidding? It's Final Fantasy Dissidia. It's a fighting game, 3D fighting game / RPG on the PSP. Brilliant game. A lot to talk about with this game, but I'm going to wait till I actually finish it. But it is still a really fun game. So anyway, I'm going to stop here because I am going to tack that footage on. So thank you for watching. Doomwaves out.
stage of battle is set.
Today I shall win again.
I shall grind beneath my heel all that exists.
Let's get started! Fight!
Yoga
And there's the first hit! What's next?
Yoga
Fight is underway! Challenger will be champion.
Yoga
It's to turn it all around!
Yoga fire!
Is it the end?
Yoga fire! Yoga fire!
Pressure of what?
Catastrophe!
Pick up the pace! Fight! The fight is officially underway!
Yoga fire!
The fight is underway!
Yoga fire!
Walk away and kill! Center off! Anything can happen now! Like we can expect fireworks!
Yoga fire!
We can victory! The jaws of the ain't over till it's over!
Yoga!
Center off! Anything can happen now!
Yoga!
K.O.
Yoga!
This match decides the winner! Fight!
Yoga blast! Yoga! Yoga fire!
Go on! This bout will determine who
Yoga!
once and
Yoga! Yoga fire! Yoga fire! Sit there!